Hey everybody, Rockin Robbie Billups here for Pop Culture Philosophers, and it is time for this week's weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right everybody, weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I sit around at my desk and I just talk to you guys about this week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. And let's get into some movie things, let's talk about some trailers. First of all, because the biggest news probably in the comic book world is the Inhumans trailer for the ABC TV series that's filmed in IMAX cameras. It debuts, this September in theaters, and it's going to continue on ABC. So there's a lot of negative responses to this trailer. And unfortunately, my response is a negative one as well. I really did not like the Inhumans trailer that much. I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan, as you guys know, and the Inhumans are an integral part of the Fantastic Four mythos, right? So I do have an affinity, an affection for the Inhumans, and this movie, in the comic books, Marvel has not really known how to handle the Inhumans in the last few years, and it seems like this TV series is, at least from the trailer, maybe an end result of all of that mishandling that Marvel has done of the Inhumans over the last few years. It seemed lackluster, it seemed boring. First of all, in stills, Medusa's wig looks really, really bad, and it makes me really nervous about what the CG is going to look like. The guy playing Black Bolt, he may deliver an awesome performance, but he doesn't seem to have the presence that a silent character will need. And I can't remember the cat's name, but the dude that plays the evil dude that nobody likes on Game of Thrones, Bolton or something like that, Ramsay, something like that, right? He's Maximus, right? And so just out of the gate, you're like, well, that's really good casting. But there's something about the delivery of his lines in the trailer that just did not resonate with me at all. Didn't feel like Maximus. I don't know. Miles from Lost being Karnak seems really cool, and Gorgon looks really neat. Lockjaw seems like he's going to be played up to be like cutesy and adorable and funny and kind of like a TV version of Groot almost, that type of thing. And it may work, but I recognize Lockjaw as a more serious and threatening type character. I don't know. I just was not impressed with it. It didn't really do anything for me. It didn't make me want to watch it. It seemed generic. It seemed boring. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. Other trailers, though, that came out, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. That trailer came out. I'm a huge Dwayne Johnson fan. I love The Rock. And most of his movies I don't like, so I wasn't really pumped for this movie. And Mike Matthews, the voice, he made me watch the trailer, and I actually thought it was pretty funny. I thought it looked kind of fun. It seemed like it looked like a fun family movie, like a cool adventure that's really funny and just adventurously fun. And that's what Jumanji was back in the 90s to me. And it may bother some people, Hammer Time, Whole Shoe, I'm speaking to you. It may bother some people that they've changed it so that it's a video game and not a board game. But I understand the updating. The concept, I think, is still basically the same, whether it's a board game or a video game. I don't know. It looked really funny to me. I thought it could be entertaining. Jack Black, Kevin Hart, they look really, it looks funny. It looks fun and it looks funny. So we shall see if it's good, though. Chucky. I stopped paying attention to Chucky movies so long ago. I am a horror movie fan, but unfortunately a lot of horror movies just don't match up to my level of what I want out of a horror movie. And anyway, the Chucky movies have always been like that. I watched the trailer, but a funny story about Child's Play. The first Child's Play movie terrified me when I was a kid. I had a My Little Buddy doll, right? And I've told this story on previous podcasts if you've listened to the Halloween Rockin Robbie specials, but I had a My Little Buddy doll, and my biological father, took me to go see Child's Play, because that's the movie I wanted to go see, even though my mother forbade us to go see that. You're like, don't take him to see Child's Play. So we went and we saw Child's Play, and I was like seven years old when Child's Play came out, and it scared the living bejesus out of me. I started crying in the theater, and they had to take me out to go see U2 Rattle and Hum instead, so that kind of calmed me down. But that night, my mom and my stepdad, and they're awesome, just saying that, but they took my My Little Buddy doll and kind of like duct taped a knife to it and put it at the edge of my bed, and That was a lesson to never watch movies that you're not old enough to watch. Anyway, I watched the Cult of Chucky trailer just minutes ago with Hammer Time Holshoe, and he liked it. I did not. I thought it, I don't know. Parts of it seemed like it was trying to be definitely creepy, but it's direct to Blu-ray or whatever. It's direct to home video, so that's not saying anything bad about it, but it just, I don't know. I lost interest in that series a long time ago, and the trailer didn't really do much for me. It just seemed like it would be more of the same. I guess it's cool that it has some of the actors from the original movie in it, so that's kind of neat. Anyway, so that's some of the trailers that we saw. Other TV stuff right now, if you follow Doctor Who, Doctor Who's been doing some crazy stuff. Episode 11 of the current series, which was last week. This week's episode is tonight, and I kind of read a spoiler about the ending, and that's crazy. But what Doctor Who is blowing me away this season. It's Capaldi's last season, it's Moffat's last season, and I just think they're going out on a very high note. Absolutely. I'm really, really digging Doctor Who this season. Let's get into some comic book stuff, guys. We do a weekly comic book review. If you don't watch that, you should definitely check it out if you're into comic books. I sit around and I talk about a lot of comic books that I read that week. If you do, thank you for watching this video. Let's talk about some comic book stuff. Let's talk about the Fantastic Four, because you know me, I said it already. Huge Fantastic Four fan. Any excuse to talk about the Fantastic Four, we shall. So Tom Brevoort, the esteemed editor at Marvel Comics. He's been there for a very, very long time. Now he's got a higher up position. But he basically, after years of, we know that Marvel stopped publishing the Fantastic Four and stopped licensing out the Fantastic Four stuff for toys and games and whatnot as a spite against Fox Studios. We know that. We know that. You know, Big Ike put the word down. We know that. We know that that is the case, but Marvel will not admit it, and that's fine, whatever. But Tom goes so far as to now say that the reason there is not a Fantastic Four book is because it was not a high-selling book. And that is false, my friend. The Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four book had really good numbers, even enough to launch 2 titles that carried themselves for a few years with Fantastic Four and FF. So the sales on Fantastic Four have always matched or exceeded sales on books that are continuously published by Marvel, regardless of the sales figures. So that is completely bogus and not true whatsoever. But he did say this Marvel 2-in-1, which stars Human Torch and The Thing, if this does well, it could lead to a Fantastic Four. Marvel's bringing back Fantastic Four. Let's be honest about that. Who will be the Fantastic Four? Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if Reed and Sue and Franklin and Valeria and the rest of them are coming back at all. I don't know that. But I know that if they did a Fantastic Four book in the next year, I would put my money on The Thing, Human Torch, Doom, right, and Moon Girl. Absolutely, that's who I would put my money on right now. The first story arc in Marvel 2-in-1 is called The Fate of the Four. It's probably going to be written by Brian Michael Bendis. That's what the rumors are saying. That's exciting. That should help the sales. But basically what I'm telling you guys is this. Regardless of all the political stuff about Marvel and the Fantastic Four cancelization and their relationship with Fox or anything like that, Marvel 2-in-1 is a book we need to support. Hashtag save the FF. I'm not even kidding, guys. Support that book. Do it as a favor for me. I need this book back. It's nice that Marvel 2-in-1 is kind of like halfway there, but let's get the Fantastic Four back in any kind of incarnation, right? Let's get it back. Let's support Marvel 2-in-1. Even if it's bad, I'm going to buy it because I want that book back. But I do feel like it's going to happen no matter what. So, there we go. Captain America. So, Marvel's done all those Marvel Legacy announcements, but they haven't really announced a lot of creative teams, maybe not a lot of them change. But Captain America is something that is going to be relaunched with this Legacy number 600 and blah, 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 something. Getting close to 700, I guess. And there's not a creative team announced. At first, a lot of people, like Bleeding Cool, suspected Donny Cates might be involved, but it turns out that he's really just kind of helping Spencer out on the tie-ins, the Secret Empire tie-ins for Steve Rogers' Captain America. It now seems that it's almost a lock that Mark Waid and Chris Samney are going to do Captain America when it relaunches post-Secret Empire with its Legacy renumbering as Captain America, that they're going to do that book. So that's really cool. That's like Waid and Samney have done amazing work recently on Daredevil and on Black Widow. Both of those books were really, really good, and I think they would really do a great job on Captain America. Sammy did work on Captain America, I think. Did he work? No, he worked on the Mighty Thor book, right? He worked on that the Thor Avenger book or whatever, not the Captain America one. Anyway, so he has done a little bit of work on the character, especially in other books. His Captain America stuff is good. Mark Waid has done some phenomenal work on Captain America. Absolutely, with Ron Garney especially, and then even Andy Kubert later on. If you haven't read those books like Operation Rebirth and Man Without a Country, To Serve and Protect, seriously, I'll throw some Amazon links down below. You can check them out at great prices and even help support PCP at the same time. So that's awesome. Seriously, Mark Waid would be a dream writer on Captain America, but the rumor is that they're only going to be doing it as a bridge, building him up, kind of getting him post the Secret Empire to a new status quo in time for writer Ta-Nehisi Coates to take over. And let me just say this. This is going to be if this goes down, it's going to be very divisive in the comic book industry amongst the fans. But I will go on record right now and say that would be amazing. Ta-Nehisi Coates is writer for The Atlantic. He's written many awesome articles and books. He's a fantastic thinker and just a brilliant writer, and I really highly respect him. He's been doing amazing long-term type work, in my opinion, on Black Panther right now. And an exploration of Captain America is an exploration on America at the time. And I think Nick Spencer's been doing a good job at that up until maybe I don't know, even with Secret Empire. Spencer's doing a good job. Ta-Nehisi Coates, that would be so interesting to me to see. I hope that's true. I hope that rumor pans out because that would be amazing to me. Speaking of Secret Empire, the ending of this week's Secret Empire brings back a character that's been gone, and I'm not going to spoil it, but I will say that I'm cool with it. We shall see how it happened, how it all went down. The idea of what was revealed when this person came back, I am intrigued by, and it happened sooner than I thought, but it had to happen. Right? So there you go. That's what I'm going to say. Next week, comic book wise, the weekly comic book review will be a little bit late. I have been lately, I've been able to get them up pretty early on Wednesday, like around 10:30 or 11 in Central American time. But next week, because of the holiday here in America, it's Independence Day on Tuesday. And so the books are going to be a little bit late getting to my shop. It's going to be kind of a hectic week for me as well with the holiday. So expect that video, the weekly comic book review, on Thursday. I'm really, really sorry, guys, but it's just the way it is. But it will be out there on Thursday. It seems to be, on paper, a small week again, but we shall see. I'm really looking forward to reviewing and reading next week Black Bolt #3, Hawkeye #8. I've loved this Kate Bishop Hawkeye series. Officially my favorite book at Marvel right now. My favorite ongoing title at Marvel is Hawkeye. You should totally read it. Written by Kelly Thompson, art by Leonardo Romero. Brilliant, amazing, awesome stuff. Another great book I love, The Unstoppable Wasp, #7 comes out next week. Mighty Mouse #2 comes out. It's a really cool book where Mighty Mouse is actually crossing over from his cartoon world into the real world to help out a kid who is constantly bullied at his school and in his life. And it's actually, the first issue was really cool. Looking forward to issue 2. Batman 26 comes out. It's like a train wreck to me, this Tom King Batman run, but his Elmer Fudd Batman from this week was amazing. Did you guys like that? Seriously, let me know in the comments because that book was amazing. We sold out at the shop I work at. Everybody loved that book. It just blew us all away. Baby Teeth #2 from Aftershock Comics and writer Donny Cates. That's going to be interesting to see how the story pans out. Redneck #1 was all right. 2 was better. 3 was even better. Let's see if Baby Teeth keeps that going from the writer of the acclaimed God Country. Also from Abstract Studios and Terry Moore, who is kind of a local artist. Motor Girl #7, my favorite work from Terry Moore as to date, to be honest. And he did Strangers in Paradise, Echo, a lot of stuff, Rachel Rising, a lot of critically acclaimed stuff, but Motor Girl's really just hitting a lot of stuff right. And I think that's basically all we have, but I will say this. Coming very soon from PCP, Spider-Man podcast, because we got Spider-Man Homecoming coming out next weekend. The reviews, all the early stuff is saying that this movie is brilliant, it's really good, really amazing. We're super excited to watch it, and we're going to do a PCP movie night, but it will be the final PCP movie night in the format that it's been in since its inception, where we're just standing there talking at the camera. We're going to reformat it, so we may be missing for about a month or so, but it is being reformatted, retooled. PCP movie night is coming back, and it will be better and bigger and more awesome than ever, I promise you. We also have some more awesome stuff that's planned that I cannot announce right now, but we got some really exciting stuff planned, a lot of comic book and movie-oriented stuff coming out in the future. Unfortunately, at the cost of PCP Toys. We are putting PCP Toys on hold. Maybe one day we'll get back to it when we can find time, but right now time's just the issue. We're going to stop production on PCP Toys immediately. Sorry, we're not going to do the Captain America video. We may do some things here and there, but right now we're going to try to focus on these new ideas that we are really excited to bring you, and we think you guys are really going to like it and be into it. So that stuff is coming back, but it will lead to more podcasts and more blogs. So we got podcasts coming out. Like I said, Spider-Man is coming out within the next week. Right after that, about 2 to 3 weeks, is going to be New York movies. And then we got future podcasts coming up in the next few months. Robots, Androids, and AI, Jack Kirby, 90s animation, and Stephen King. And then we're getting ready for Horror Fest, which is probably where we're going to launch the new PCP movie night. So that stuff is really excited. And like I said, more blogs, because I really like writing, but I can't really find too much time to write when I'm editing and cutting together so many different types of shows. We're going to trim down, focus in on some things. I'm going to try to write some more blogs for you guys. I just wrote my top 5 favorite Batman villains blog. It's on the site right now, linked down below. And check us out at popculturesphilosophers.com for the podcast and for the blog. And thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Let me know down below what you thought about any of the news that I talked about or anything else that you would like to talk about pop culture related. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, we do this every week, and a weekly comic book review and movie reviews, and a lot more cool, exciting, fresh, awesome stuff coming very, very soon. Thank you guys so much. Crush that like button. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on, keep it on.